The story kicks off with a 21-year-old girl named Anna. She's a student at Washington State University, majoring in English literature, and works part-time at a local hardware store. Anna is soft-spoken, modest, and a little shy, but there's a quiet strength in her. She shares an apartment with her best friend, who's studying journalism. On this particular day, Anna's friend is scheduled to interview a powerful and insanely wealthy man named Chris, a billionaire by the age of just 27. But things take a turn when her friend suddenly falls ill. Worried she might not get another shot at interviewing someone so high profile, she convinces Anna to go in her place. Anna arrives at Chris's office, visibly nervous, her hands even tremble a little, and she stumbles over her words. Still, she regains her composure and starts asking the questions her friend prepared. Chris responds to some, but dodges the ones he thinks are ridiculous. He originally gave her only 10 minutes, but something about Anna's innocence and charm pulls him in. He keeps the conversation going. And Anna? She's secretly taken aback by his confident and magnetic personality. After the interview wraps up and Anna heads for the elevator, Chris walks with her and says, "I think you got answers to all your questions." Anna calmly replies, "There were a few you didn't answer." Without saying much, Chris takes the sheet with the written questions, and Anna walks away. When Anna reaches home, her friend excitedly tells her, "You did great." Just then, she notices an email Chris had sent over all the answers. Her friend curiously asks, "So, how did you find him?" Anna smiles and says she liked him, his attitude, his presence. Everything about him was just captivating. The very next day, while Anna is busy at the hardware store, she looks up and there he is. Chris walks in, catching her completely off guard. He casually says he needs to buy a few things, and then picks up items like rope, tape, and other random supplies. As Anna rings him up, she thanks him for emailing the answers and adds that her friend didn't manage to get a proper photo of him. Chris smiles and says, "We can fix that. I'll do a shoot tomorrow," and hands her his business card before walking out. Anna is buzzing with excitement. The next day, Anna, her friend, and a guy friend invite Chris for the photo shoot. After it's done, Chris asks Anna to join him for coffee. At the cafe, things feel more relaxed. Anna's clearly drawn to him and finally asks, "Do you have a girlfriend?" Chris responds calmly, "I don't believe in such things." As he drops Anna outside, he suddenly says, "I'm a very strict person. I'm not right for you. You should stay away from me." Anna is stunned by the statement but says nothing and heads inside. Later that night, while she and her friend are getting ready for a party to celebrate the end of exams, Anna receives a package from Chris. Inside, a set of limited edition books. She loves books, but something about receiving this unexpected gift makes her hesitate. At the party, Anna ends up drinking way too much and, in a daze, dials Chris. She starts rambling on things, clearly out of it. Realizing she's drunk, Chris tells her firmly, "Go home right now," but Anna refuses. Then he says, "Stay exactly where you are. I'm coming." Meanwhile, someone at the party tries to take advantage of her vulnerable state, but just in time, Chris bursts in and pulls her away. He steps in like a storm and saves her from something awful. Chris offers to take her home, but Anna slurs, "I'm with my friend." He calmly replies, "My brother's with her. He'll explain everything." Moments later, Anna loses consciousness and Chris gently picks her up and takes her to his place. The next morning, Anna wakes up in his bed and panics, wondering if something happened while she was passed out. But Chris looks her in the eyes and says, "I didn't touch you. Nothing happened." Still, Anna is left confused. If he cares about her, why won't he let himself get close? Chris quietly says, "I'm not romantic. I'm different. You won't understand what I want." Anna looks at him and asks, "Then why don't you try to understand me?" Chris leans in, just inches from her face, but then pulls back and says, "Not without an agreement." Anna is baffled. An agreement just for a kiss? But as they ride down in the elevator, Chris suddenly gives into temptation and kisses her. Anna kisses him back, completely caught in the moment. Chris drops Anna at her place, where his brother and Anna's friend seem to be hitting it off. Before leaving, Chris softly tells her, "My driver will pick you up tonight," and walks away. That night, just as promised, the driver arrives. Anna gets in, and before she knows it, she's soaring high in the sky with Chris in his private helicopter. He takes her to another city, where his grand, luxurious mansion awaits. It's like something out of a dream, or maybe a mystery. Once inside, Chris changes the tone. He hands Anna a contract and tells her, Whatever happens between us stays secret. Then, with a serious look, he confesses he doesn't love like other people do. His version of love? It's different, shockingly different. He leads her to a secret room he calls the Red Room, and what Anna sees inside leaves her stunned. Belts, chains, ropes. The walls are lined with things that speak of power and control. Chris says calmly, "I don't believe in normal romance. I need control. You'll submit, and I'll dominate. I'll give you pleasure, but only if you agree." Then he adds, "This is what makes me happy. There are rules and punishments if they're broken." Anna, still stunned, asks softly, "But where's the love in all this?" Chris doesn't hesitate. "I don't love." He shows her a separate room, her space, if she signs the contract. "We won't be sleeping together," he says. "This is the only kind of relationship I can offer." Anna's heart races. She doesn't know what to think. When Chris finds out that Anna has never been with anyone before, he suddenly softens. He kisses her gently and things escalate. The next day, after spending intimate time together, Chris asks, "Do you want this?" Anna hesitates, then says yes, for now. And then he ties her hands with ropes, stepping into the fantasy he's been waiting for. Suddenly, Chris's mother shows up completely unannounced. Chris rushes to get dressed and greets her at the door. She spots Anna and her face lights up. It's the first time she's ever seen Chris with a girl, and she's thrilled. With a warm smile, she invites Anna to visit again sometime. Later, when things calm down, Anna gathers her courage and asks, "How many girls have you had this kind of relationship with?" Chris answers plainly, 15. Anna's heart sinks. That's not what she wants at all. She dreams of a real relationship, normal dates, cozy dinners, even just sleeping next to each other. Chris tells her, "If you're loyal to me, I'll be loyal to you." But Anna's voice shakes as she says, "Why would any girl want to be hurt like that?" Chris quickly replies, "It's not pain, it's pleasure." But Anna isn't convinced. She wants out. While driving her home, Chris suddenly opens up. He reveals that his first experience was at 15 with a friend of his mother's. She taught him everything, and the relationship lasted 6 years. No one in his family ever found out, but it left scars, deep ones. He says it's the reason he doesn't believe he deserves love. Then, looking right into her eyes, he says, "You're special. I've never felt like this about anyone." He hands her the agreement again. "Read it carefully," he says. Back home, Anna reads through it. The rules are intense. No other relationships. She has to call him sir. There are strict boundaries everywhere. She realizes this isn't love. It's just a twisted fantasy built on control. Still, Chris shows up at her door, missing her. The spark between them flares up again, and they get close once more. That night, Anna whispers, "Stay with me." But Chris steps back and says firmly, "I don't sleep with the women I'm involved with." The next morning, Anna sends Chris a message. She wants to talk about changing some things in the contract. They meet up, and Anna boldly asks him to remove the fantasies that make her uncomfortable. Chris surprisingly agrees, and even promises to take her out on a proper date once a week. That gives Anna a glimmer of hope. Soon, it's time for Anna's graduation ceremony. Her university is buzzing, and Chris shows up as the guest of honor. Talk about attention. Anna's father is there too. Her friend leans over and says, "That's Anna's boyfriend." Her dad smiles proudly. Later, Chris takes Anna to his home and surprises her with a brand new car. But Anna doesn't feel right accepting it and politely refuses. Chris doesn't take it well. He punishes her and storms out. Anna is left confused and heartbroken, trying to make sense of his behavior. Back home, her phone rings. It's her mom. "If you're not happy," she says gently, "you can always come back home." Anna's heart aches. Still, the very next day, Anna goes back to Chris. They get intimate again, and this time, to her shock, she finds a strange pleasure mixed with pain. That night, Chris takes her to his parents' home for dinner. Everyone there is thrilled to meet Anna. They adore her. But things take a turn. At dinner, Anna casually mentions she plans to visit her mom for a few days. Chris instantly tenses up, furious that she didn't tell him earlier. He pulls her aside, still pushing her to be the submissive he wants. Anna feels herself slipping, and she doesn't want to lose who she is. Chris is desperate to shape her into his perfect match. All he wants is a physical connection, no emotions, no strings. Anna, on the other hand, is in love, and hopes he'll eventually change. Deep down, Chris wants that too, but it's not easy. His past haunts him. His birth mother was a drug addict who died when he was young. He was adopted, And that twisted relationship with his mother's friend left emotional wounds so deep, he's never fully healed. Anna takes a break and heads to her hometown to visit her parents. But Chris can't stay away, he misses her terribly and shows up too. They spend some sweet, quiet time together, until he's called away on business. The very next day, Anna decides to follow him. But as always, things go his way when they get intimate again. Chris takes full control, like she's his puppet on strings. In a moment of raw honesty, Anna looks into his eyes and asks, "Why do you want to hurt me? Why give me pain?" Chris stares back and says coldly, "This is who I am." Anna, heart heavy with confusion, challenges him, "Show me the worst punishment you'd ever give." And just like that, he picks up a belt. What follows breaks her. As he whips her, Anna begins to cry real tears of pain and heartbreak. "You enjoy seeing me in pain," she says through sobs. Chris stands silent. No denial, no apology. That's her breaking point. Anna realizes this isn't love, it never was. The next day, she ends it all. She returns the car keys and leaves him behind. Chris tries to stop her, desperate, but Anna doesn't turn back. She walks away for good. And just like that, the story ends.